at the beginning of the year, we knew what we had going into the season. We had one goal. We made a couple goals at the beginning of the season. One of the goals was to win region, and we were able to accomplish our goal. So now we got playoffs coming up, so we're going to take it game at a time, one game at a time.
Yeah, as far as first goal being accomplished, region champions, early on in the year they have all the prognosticators, and they picked us to finish second, so we kind of used that as a little bit of fuel. It's always nice proving people wrong, so we were able to go out there and do exactly that. Actually finished 11-1 in the region. So yeah, everything's looking good thus far.
Start over here. All right, well, I'll ask another question. You got one?
What are y'all doing to prepare for y'all's next game?
Just one game at a time. We can't right now. With the way we're standing, we got a home field advantage all the way through playoffs. We have 3 more games left. We're just trying to take it one game at a time, not to put too much pressure on ourselves, especially with some of these big games coming up. So we're just taking it one game at a time.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what we talk about all year. 1-0. We're looking to go 1-0. So next up is AC Floor. We're going to AC Floor. Very good team. Multiple state championships over the last few years. 4A school. So that was kind of scheduled by design. At the end of the season, right before we go into playoffs, I know we'll see good pitching. We'll see good coaching. So yeah, next up AC Floor. Looking to go 1-0.
Who is your most valuable player?
Who is our most valuable player? Right now, the whole team. We've been, all year long, we've been making this happen as a group, as a team. The chemistry's been great. The brotherhood between the guys on the team has been really good. They've come together. I don't think anybody on the team sees one guy as more important than the other. I mean, we've had a lot of wins this year where you can look down the scorecard and you realize this was a total team effort. We haven't had not one single guy that's like just carried us. So it's been a group effort.
Very much so.
How do you guys practice? How are you guys implementing the next games, like researching the teams and practicing specifically for them?
Well, baseball is a funny sport. One game you can go, or you can do so good going 3 for 3 with 3 home runs, or the next game you can go 3 for 3 or 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So it's kind of hard to give like necessarily a scouting report, but we come in there with the intent of wanting it more than the other team, and I think that's been a big part in how we approach games as well. Just not wanting or not letting that other team want it more than us. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a promise I make them make at the beginning of the year is we might lose a game, but we will be undefeated when it comes to wanting it more than the other team. We're going to work harder. We're going to. But as far as researching your opponents, baseball is a game of statistics. People lie, numbers don't. So we'll get on there and we'll look and see, all right, this guy typically throws this many pitches per game. This is this guy's batting average. So we kind of try to prepare that way and how we're going to approach them as hitters. If we were at any other school, we could rely on other coaches that would tell us, hey, we played this team 3 times already this year, here's what they do. Unfortunately, nobody gives us any favors like that. They share information about us. So that's the other thing that really doesn't need to go unnoticed with our team is we're doing this based on our practice plans, what we're doing, our work ethic. A lot of teams, by the time we played Woodruff this last series, Woodruff had already heard from Chapman's coach, Broom's coach, Union's coach. They had the whole gamut on us. They knew exactly who we were. They knew every player on our team. So yeah, it's goes kind of back to that. Who's the MVP? It's all of them.
How would you say this year has gone compared to last year as far as discipline and team organization and camaraderie?
This year has just been amazing when it comes to that side of it. They've all kind of come together and realized, hey, we're in this together. We've all got one goal. It's a whole lot easier to get to where we want to be if we do this together. It's real hard to do something like that by yourself. Last year, we came in from different areas. Everybody, were familiar with each other. The chemistry wasn't there. We were about a 500 team, and I would always make a point after a win, down there talking to the guys, hey, how's this feel? How's this feeling feel compared to how we felt the other day after a loss? So you try to ingrain that in them, what it feels like to win the game versus what it feels like to lose the game. And I think this year they've really, really decided that they like the feeling of winning.
Coleman, would you say the same?
Yeah, definitely coming into the season, even seeing what we had this fall during Diamond Prospects, we knew we had a special team coming in. And last year wasn't even a bad year for us. We knew what we had coming back, and we were able to use what we had coming back to be able to propel us in the way that we're going right now. And I think that, like he mentioned earlier about the rankings and the preseason stuff, we were nowhere to be found on any of the rankings or anything, and we used that to be able to push us forward, and that brought us more together because you see all these teams that we have beat being ranked top 5, top 10, or whatever it is in 3A, but then we come in and beat them and we're still not getting the recognition. It's just making us a whole lot more willing and wanting to be that top program, and that's definitely helped us a lot.
What is your team expectation for your team, like players?
So there's a lot of expectations that kind of just fall into place. Our team is we have a very good personality on our team. We know when we need to actually lock it in. There are times we can obviously get rough, but throughout the year we've always we've done those small things right, and that's helped us win a lot of games. Just doing the small things and the basics really just help us.
Which player has improved the most from the start of the season to now?
I wouldn't say there's one player. I would say our pitching staff. Those guys have been working their tail off at practice. We have our guys run after they throw. All the pitchers have wanted to get better since the beginning of the season, and there's been a very big improvement throughout all the pitchers. So I wouldn't say one person, but I would say the pitchers have definitely stepped up into that role of being the guys we want on the mound.
Coach, you second that?
Yeah, pitching has made huge strides this year. Like Coleman said, they work. They understand the importance of pitching, because there's a difference in going out on the mound and throwing versus pitching. They figuring out that not every batter's the same. We keep spray charts and pitch charts and all that stuff on our opponents, and my fastball's really working good right now, but this guy here, he doesn't hit a slider so good. So am I going to go with what I feel I'm throwing good, or I'm going to throw what he struggles with? So it's always nice to be able to say I've got full command of all of my pitches and not just rely on one. So they're starting to understand that you've got to strategically pitch to batters, not just go with what feels good to you.
How is the team as a whole and just overall bonded and improved since last year?
I think that it's hard to explain how big of an improvement we've made. This year we went on a team bonding trip, and that was a real fun little adventure we went on. We didn't know what we were doing, but I think just the fact that we are all getting overlooked, no one likes us, just everything that's going against us, we have no one else to go to. So while everybody is trying to put us down and everything, we have all these guys bringing us up and actually being able to be there for us when we need that like love and everything. So I think that just the outside noise has just been the key thing, and so yeah.
Yeah, I'm so proud of this group. The way they've come together. Like Coleman said, we went on the bonding trip that they didn't even know they were going on. I think that helped bring them even closer, and just understanding that life's not fair. You know, we're playing with Mountain View on our shirt, and for whatever reason, we've got a lot of people out there that's trying to be detractors and just not being so kind, not being so friendly to us. But at the same time, we've got to still, rise above that. We can't prove them right when they go out there and say stuff bad about us. That's the other goal. Is we go into a visitor's ballpark, we want to leave with them saying, those guys aren't bad. They're nowhere near what I hear. So the way they've done that, the way they've rised above all that stuff and still keep playing with a level head, good sportsmanship, just all that stuff makes me proud. And as far as upset early in the year with us not being involved in any rankings, nobody's talking about us. I kept telling guys, hey, this is fine. We can fly under the radar. This is a good thing. Here lately, the last week or so, I've been hearing from all these guys, PBR, Diamond Prospects, all the people who do the rankings and all that stuff. And it's like, hey, sorry, we've been kind of asleep at the wheel here. Apparently y'all are for real. So now here all of a sudden, we're in the top 5 of everybody's poll. One poll has us number 1 in the state. As far as power rankings in the state, it came out today. They've got us the 19th best team in the whole state, regardless of classification. So all the stuff that they've had to overcome, all the stuff that we've worked towards is finally starting to hit now. And I know it's making them feel good, as it should. They should be proud. I'm proud of them.
It
So,
sounds
yeah.
like the haters have been pretty motivational.
Absolutely. The haters have definitely motivated these guys. It's because, like I said, I mean, we got to go in and we've got to play the game our way. We got to play the game. I call it our brand of baseball. We got to go in there and we've got to listen to the other dugouts running their mouths and chirping at us and saying all this stuff. And at the same time, as a coach, it's like sometimes it's like, man, I just want to release them and let them go. But I always say all that stuff's not on the scoreboard. They're not keeping score of who runs their mouth the best. So we're not going to do it. So just seeing them have to put up with that, deal with that, knowing that, hey, we're here for something else. We're not here for all that. And then to get rewarded in the end with, we're sitting at 20-3. So yeah, now they're starting to see all our hard work is paying off.
All right, McKenna.
What's the toughest challenge y'all faced during the game?
Definitely, I've said it multiple times, ourselves. We'll get in our own heads. This sport is a mental sport, and if you can't overcome your own struggles, then it's going to be very hard to succeed in this sport. But we also have all these guys in the dugout that actually want to see us succeed. So after one of us does fail, instead of us getting mad at that person or anything, we always try to bring them up. Coach always says that no one feels worse about something that you did wrong more than yourself. and we've all kind of adapted to that and took that. So instead of us bringing the other person down for something that they made a mistake on, we try to bring them up, because that's the whole point of the sport is failure. So.
How hard is it to be like involved in baseball but also be a student?
Well, after school, we actually have a lot of time. As soon as the region starts, we play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and practices are pretty simple. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily difficult to do schoolwork and baseball. I would say if you're able to manage your time, that you shouldn't have a problem with it. But the coaches are amazing. They're always here at the school. So if you ever need anything, we always know where their office is. If we just need to talk to them about whatever, they're always here for us. So I think the coaches make it very, very easy and accessible for everything we need.
How do y'all handle players who skip practice?
They don't.
Yeah, we have a very good group of guys. They're very disciplined. We know where we struggle and what we need to work on, and every day at practice, I don't think we've actually had one person skip, which is great, and I think that's a very big part. And what we've been able to do is just being together. No one's really left out. Whenever we do anything, we all just come together and just play baseball. So
as we enter this next part of the season, what would you guys like for people to know as far as supporting the team or anything else?
I would like for them to know that these boys deserve. They deserve for them to come out and watch them play. We've got a home playoff game on May 5th. We should have another home playoff game on May 7th. We should have another home playoff game on May 11th. That's what I would like for them to know. These boys have worked very, very hard all year long. They've had to listen to an awful lot of negative from opposing teams, fans. They rise above every bit of it. They're sitting at 20-3. They're the #1 seed going into the playoffs. They deserve to have people there pulling for them.